study program, so the field study coordinator. So I've been hired to come into the department and help offer professional development opportunities to all of our undergraduates and master's students. I put together a speaker series of various opportunities to highlight with you things you can do with your economics degree, and I'll bring in other speakers. We'll do some mock interviews at different times. And we have other opportunities that I'll tell you about that are available through our Career Success Center. But today I'm here to talk to you specifically about our field study program here in the economics department. So I'm going to share my slides with you and go through my slide presentation. And then afterwards, I'll take a minute to field some questions and see if anybody would like to ask anything specifically. Remember that if you have a question, there's probably other people that do too. So at that point, I'll hopefully hear from some of you and we'll continue from there. So I will share my screen. Okay, so thank you again for being here. As I said, my name is Sheila McKnight, and I am the Field Study Program Coordinator here in the Economics Department. So the Field Study program in our department is specifically for undergraduates in the econ department. So you must be a declared economics major to participate in this program. And I am here to help all the students in economics with any other kinds of questions and professional development that they would like to talk about or practice or those other things too. So letting you know that, and you can always reach me at econtintern@ucsantacruz.edu. So econ, ECONINTERN, econtintern@ucsantacruz.edu. So this picture here of, a circle that has a mix of color and lines in it, that's meant to symbolize for me sort of the mismatch, the many different opportunities that are out there in the labor market. The labor market changes constantly, but we're here in Santa Cruz and we're in the Bay Area, and there'll be opportunities for you while you're in school and out of school. But how do you find those opportunities, and what do you do with those opportunities? So that's what this program can help you figure out. So our internship program is meant to be a professional development opportunity for students to get experience, work experience, professional experience out there outside of school. So sometimes our internships are paid opportunities, sometimes they're unpaid opportunities. Many students come in with little to no experience in the work arena, and that's okay. You have to get started somewhere, and I'll help you with that. Other students come in with a lot of different experience from previous jobs or responsibilities they've had with clubs or teams or volunteer work and things like that. So all of that matters. All of you bring value to the jobs and to school and to networking events. So I want you to hold that inside of you while we talk about all of this, because I am speaking to all of you. So this opportunity in field study is a chance to look for a job and find a job. I do have a list of some internships and placements for students, but not all of them are the right fit for everybody. And many students come in and already have found an internship but would like to get academic credit. So in this program, you can get work experience for either a nonprofit or a for-profit or a government organization of some kind. And you get academic experience if you qualify for the program. And I'll go over what that qualification is in just a slide or two. But we run the internships during our quarter system. So as you know, for instance, the fall quarter is a 10-week quarter. Then we have a short break and we start our winter quarter in January. The first day of the winter quarter is January 6th. So the internships that we'll be placing coming up now will be for the winter quarter. And it would be expected that you would start your internship that first week of the quarter and work in the internship during the 10-week quarter, all 10 weeks. So if you have an internship that you're working on right now, you cannot get credit in winter unless you're working during the winter quarter in that internship. If you have an internship that's already scheduled for next summer, you have the possibility of signing up and getting credit for it next summer, but it'll be during the summer quarter when the quarter is running. So what happens is you come into the program and then you'll get partnered with a faculty sponsor in our economics department. So depending on what your internship is, I rotate through the economics department professors and faculty, but also for specific kinds of internships, I will specifically with someone. So during the fall, the winter, and the spring, I will assign your faculty sponsor to you. If you choose to do an internship in the summer, you'll be seeking out your faculty sponsor, and I'll give you guidelines on how to do that and who might be available. But the faculty sponsor is meant to work with you to help bridge that gap between some work experience and your academic learning, what it is you're doing. So they will guide you on a project or a paper that you will then turn in at the end of your internship. So during your 10 weeks, you'll be working a certain number of hours a week at your internship. You'll have a few responsibilities to me as the field study coordinator participating in our program. Well, I'll ask you to follow up on some things. We'll do a midterm meeting. You'll do an evaluation at the end of 10 weeks. But your faculty sponsor will also guide you, as I said, with a project of some kind. So it often is you're in an internship and you're learning a lot of new things. What is it that you're learning and or not learning that helps you bridge the gap between your academic learning? So this is the opportunity to think about, if you're an accounting focused student, what are you learning in your courses and what are you doing in your internship? If you're a business management economics major, maybe you really are very much into strategy or very much into marketing, and whatever your area is that's of interest to you, we hope to help find a placement for you doing something that is relatable to you. And if you have no job experience whatsoever, you may not land the top job that you want, but you can still get nonprofit experience or other non-payment kinds of experience. And then the paper that you'll do for your faculty sponsor will talk about this experience in terms of your specific internship and your academics. And that paper will be either a 5-page paper if you're doing a 2-unit internship, a 10-page paper if you're doing a 5-unit internship, and a 20-page paper if you're doing a 10-credit internship. So with this program, you can get a total of 10 academic credits to go towards your UC Santa Cruz graduation requirements. Those credits do not actually fill the major requirements for economics, but as I said, you'll get the academic credit for your graduation requirements, and it fills the practice service learning requirement that all UC Santa Cruz undergraduates have and need to graduate. So you'll be looking at an overview of labor market and yourself just a little bit. So here are the requirements to be eligible, but keep in mind, if you are a freshman and a sophomore sitting in on this opportunity to hear about it, great, welcome, start early, start getting experience, getting internships, looking for opportunities. You won't be eligible to enroll in this program until you're of a junior or senior status. There's a few other requirements. So junior or senior standing by the time you start your internship. So for instance, again, You apply the quarter before you are going to work. So all of you right now in this meeting will have an opportunity to consider applying for the winter program. The deadline, by the way, is Monday, October 23rd. So you apply for the program and then you start working to get your internship so you can start it by the winter quarter. So you must be a declared economics or economics combined major at UC Santa Cruz. So that could be economics and math, the business management economics, global economics, environmental sciences economics. So any of these, even just of course straight economics, any of those combined majors or specific major qualify you. You also need to have passed your intermediate microeconomics course 100A, intermediate macroeconomics course 100B, and introduction to econometrics, Econ 113. And those need to be finished by the time you start your internship. So again, if you were going to apply this quarter for the winter, but you were taking those classes right now, that is acceptable as long as you pass the class by the quarter you're starting your internship. You also must be in good academic standing. So if those qualifications are met by you, then you will be accepted into the program and you'll submit a resume, which I'll look at with you and go over with you, and then either suggest some changes to it or help you make it if you haven't done that yet, or help you get started looking for internships from there. Whoops, hang on just a second. Okay, so how does it work? You apply to the program. The applications, you can find the application listed right now on our website. So if you go to the economics department and look for undergraduate field study, click on the field study page and there's a link to apply to the program. It's simply a Google form that asks you questions, including a couple of short essay questions about your focus and what you'd like to do. And then I verify the answers to those. Those are based on the requirements. When did you meet those requirements of micro, macro, and econometrics? So you'll need to have those dates when you do apply. And then the questions that you're going to be asked will be things like, what are the classes that you found worthy of or appreciated in your undergraduate learning? And what would you like to apply? How would you like to apply? What are you interested in? What are you looking for? So a couple of short questions on that, 4 of them actually. I go through again, I verify all of that, I accept you into the program, and then you join a Canvas cohort that I've created. So Canvas, our learning management system, this cohort will be, we're all together, you're in this, and I'm going to be offering professional development opportunities within that cohort, videos to watch, learning on writing letters for cover letters, for resumes, how to make your resume look more specific or better, or flesh out what it is you want to have on there to represent yourself. We'll go through how to apply for jobs, where to look for jobs. We'll look at the jobs that I have available for you, but we'll also use Handshake and many other databases out there of tools and opportunities. So again, if you're a freshman or a sophomore right now and you want to get started, go onto the Career Success page at UC Santa Cruz on the website, look for the student resources, and you'll see a ton of things to get started there, which is what I'll also work with you on in our field study program. Once you've applied to many different internships, hopefully many, and hopefully you could get many offers, you'll choose one and then there'll be an onboarding process of some kind. That onboarding process is part of your professional development. So every opportunity has a different onboarding process. If you're working for a nonprofit, they'll have a way of doing it. If you're working for the County of Santa Cruz, they have an elaborate onboarding process that takes time. Other businesses and opportunities will also have some sort of onboarding process. But once you're in the program with an internship, you'll have a field employer supervisor. They'll be training you and guiding you in your internship. You'll have a faculty sponsor who will be guiding you on the academic piece and bridging that gap between the internship and the academics. And you'll have a field study coordinator, which is me, to guide you on the steps, the weeks, the requirements, what you want to remember to do, and trying to get the most out of your internship. I'll also work as a liaison for you between you and the internship. If there's any other kinds of problems, reach out to me. I can reach back to them and handle it as we need. So you'll gain work experience, you'll keep track of your time, you'll make a work arrangement with your employer to work a certain number of hours a week, you'll schedule your schedule with them, you'll get training from them, and then I'll follow up to see how things are going on a regular basis. By the end of the 10 weeks, again, you'll write an academic paper that'll go directly to your faculty sponsor for approval. If they want you to do some more work on it, you will, but you'll meet with them throughout your internship a couple of times to work on this paper. You will also get a final evaluation from your field study employer. The evaluation will be sent out by me in the last weeks of the internship, and they will return it back to me via a Google form. And then I share it with you and your faculty sponsor. So you'll get that feedback also. And at the end of your 10 weeks, you'll do an evaluation of your internship and your internship description and give me a little bit more feedback. Each quarter, I review the internships again that the students have had, that we've offered. We reevaluate, we take some out, we add some in, and I continue to look for more opportunities. So we'll work together on that and see what we come up with. How do you apply to the program? Okay, I've said a couple of times, go to the field study webpage. So economics undergraduate field study webpage, and I'll show you this link at the end of my slideshow. And that's where you'll fill out the Google form for the informational application to make sure you meet the requirements. You'll answer 4 short essay questions. We want to confirm that you can write in full sentences using punctuation, that you can think, that you're putting some effort into this, because you actually in this internship will need to do effort. You will need to find the job. You will need to work at this. So just because you get into the program does not guarantee you a job and or a placement of any kind. It's a two-way street. But I help you see, what does it look like out there? How do you go about finding opportunities if you don't see what you want right here? How do you go about applying? How do you ask for more opportunities? So there's a lot that we can learn together. I learn from you, we learn from each other, and you'll learn out in the field. Again, after that, you'll get invited to a Canvas cohort that I host. So if you turn in your application by Monday, October 23rd, I'll spend the next week just approving everybody, get you into the Canvas cohort, and then we'll get started on the rest of the process. In that is where you'll put in your one-page resume. I ask you to use your Santa Cruz email address on these resumes, because you're going to start branding yourself with this education that you're getting. And for now, I want people to know that these are econ students in this field study program, because it's a great program, and you have a lot to offer being a student in this program. So how will you get a job? I'll confirm your eligibility, and you start learning how to look for opportunity. You start applying for opportunities. Often that means sending a cover letter and a resume to someone that's listed in the job description. And you want to learn to focus your resume and your cover letter for a specific job. You'll want to do some homework before you apply to that job. Look at their website, find out what they do, find out what they're hiring for. Come up with some questions to ask in a job interview, questions that you can't answer from the website. So you want to look like you're interested in the position and that you're thinking about what is the job and how you can add value. So you start applying, and then you secure an offer from an employer supervisor. So from one of the opportunities out there. Could be a verbal offer, could be an email, it could be in person. So there's lots of ways that offer will come in. Once the offer comes in, you get into the internship program, and I assign the faculty sponsor, you do a contract, you sign a waiver, And it's not until after all of that is done that you'll actually get credit to sign up for academic credit. You don't have to do that until the quarter starts in January. So don't worry that you can't sign up for field study right now on the roster, because it's not a course per se, it's an independent study. So once you've been approved into my program and you're in the Canvas shell, you're still not registered for credit until I give you a permission code to add as an independent study for the field study program. So again, application deadlines. We'll accept them through Monday, October 23rd. Approval begins shortly thereafter. And then if you're interested in a later term, the spring applications will open in late January or early February. And summer opportunities and applications will be open in spring. So again, if you already have an opportunity, many people secure summer internships during the fall season, and they're ready to start working next summer. But you still will apply to the internship program, to our field study program in spring if you'd like to get academic credit for a summer internship. When should you start looking for opportunities? If you want an internship now or starting in the winter, start looking now. That means even while I'm approving your application, you can go onto the Career Success website, join Handshake, start your LinkedIn page, and I'll talk to you about various ways to set filters in Handshake to look for internships or specific opportunities. Same thing in LinkedIn. So then what happens? You start looking for opportunities, you field opportunities, you start keeping track of who have you contacted, when did you contact them, what did they say, have you followed up? So you're learning this process of networking and scheduling informational interviews and reaching out to people. Not every internship will be posted on a website. Sometimes they come about because students are asking other people. For instance, last summer, a student in spring had a friend whose dad worked for Honda down in the San Diego, Los Angeles area of California. And this student thought, wow, wouldn't it be interesting to work for Honda sometime? So he happened to ask the friend's dad if he could have an informational interview. And that meant that the student really just wanted to ask questions. What's it like to work at Honda? What is the job like? How do you get in? How did you know you wanted to work there? All kinds of questions that can give you experience going forward. And you can ask for contacts of other people to talk with in informational interviews. Well, that student that spoke to the man, his friend's father who worked at Honda, got an internship offer from Honda. And that father went back, found somebody else. They offered the student an offer. Student had a great opportunity last summer. It was a very successful internship. Honda then contacted me and said, we've got opportunities for next summer. So if you have students, please tell them about it, because they really appreciated the work that this student from UC Santa Cruz did. So some internships in the summer are located in other locations. So it might be your hometown, or it might be a place where you decide to go relocate for the summer. You're going to learn about you in a field study in our program here. So that picture on the left there, coyote or fox in the field, whatever it is there, looking out, scanning the fields. That's what you're going to learn to do. You're going to be scanning the field out there to look, but you're also looking internally and learning about you. How do you reach out to people? How does your energy land on people? Do you remember to smile? Do you shake hands? Do you say hello? Do you introduce yourself with your full name? Do you think about other people and ask questions and make small talk? So how do you do these things? So in this program, we'll talk about prepare yourself to reach out into the work world, to look for opportunities, to seek out people to meet and talk to reach out and ask questions, learn through experience. It is experiential learning. You'll practice your communication skills, and you'll find out more about yourself. Keep in mind that most people's careers last about 40 years over their lifetime, and they change jobs probably every 4 or 5 years. So if you think that you need to know right now exactly what you need to do, you don't, and you're going to learn more about it, and you're going to change jobs along the way. But if you have set an intention, if you have a focus of where you'd like to go, then this helps you. And it's okay if your focus changes. Everybody has a different path. You may start out one way and turn and go back and around, and you'll learn a lot. In our field study program in the Canvas shell, I'll have various videos. This one here on the bottom from Indeed, I won't play right now, but at the end, if we have time, I can run one of them. But this is just a video about networking. How do you do it? Some tips, some tricks, showing an example of how to do it. So there's lots of resources available for you on YouTube to work on these kinds of things. There's resources available at the Career Center, and I'm also here for you. And if you're in my Canvas shell, I'll be posting resources there that are optional tools if you're interested. Couple other videos that I'll share with you, not in the slideshow right at the moment, but at the end, if you're interested. Job fairs do's and don'ts. So job fairs are an important part of trying to get an internship. And there's lots of ways to handle it, but you want to show up with a resume, you want to be focused, you want to be aware of what you're saying and what you're doing. This particular video on the right is, this woman is a comedian, and she's written a funny video about do's and don'ts at the job fair, and she plays the person coming and looking for work. So again, I've got that available in our Canvas shell, and you can look at that. The picture on the left is a picture of economics students with some faculty out there, and we often have gatherings and things together. So the more that you get involved in the department and with our events, the more you're going to get out of your academic learning and your career development moving forward. So whether you're in the field study program or not. Where will the jobs for economists be? Now, I was an undergraduate economics major. I was also went on to graduate school and earned my master's in economics from UC Santa Barbara. But while I was an undergraduate doing my bachelor's degree, my father said, well, what are you going to do with a degree in economics? And I said, I don't know. And other people said, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I don't know. But I've spent my career now being an economics major and working in areas that fulfilled me very well. I worked in the private sector as the operations manager for a private reading school because I had computer applications and computer skills from my undergraduate degree in economics. I graduated with distinction in computer applications and economics. And I had a certain set of skills that allowed me to come in and manage databases and manage payment systems, and lots of opportunity there. I went on and worked for a corporate law firm doing marketing intelligence, customer relationship management, rolling out network software there, working as liaison with the IT department and the partners in the firm to bring business development software to them. I've worked in real estate for 5 years as a licensed realtor, buying and selling real estate, also managing a real estate office and a property management office. I've also taught economics for about 16 years in the community college system, business and economics. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. This particular video, again, I won't show it right now for ease of time, but it's put out by the American Economic Association, and I'll have it on our website for you. But it talks about a variety of opportunities that you can go in the study of economics. So we're not all the same. The jobs aren't all the same, and they can be carried across professions, from healthcare to high tech, to sales and business development, to marketing, just many, many, many places where your economics degree will serve you well. So I'm here to help you get started on that journey and learn how to make it happen. So again, the program is every quarter. You can get credit while working in an internship in the community. It could be in Santa Cruz. It could be over the hill if you have a car and can travel. It could be somewhere else, but it cannot be 100% remote. Again, you can earn credit for the practice service learning general education requirement here in Santa Cruz. and academic credit for graduation, but not academic credit in your major. So it won't go towards the economics major, but it will go towards your graduation requirements of credit. And the program is offered for credit as pass, no pass only. So if you have already taken some courses as pass, no pass, you'll want to get advice from your econ advisor, academic advisor, on your own schedule and program. But in most cases, they do recommend this program if it works with your schedule. So the field study webpage, Economics Department Field Study webpage, located, go to the Economics Department webpage, undergraduate field study. An email to reach me, econintern@ucsantacruz.edu. And that will get you to just a general page that also gets forwarded to me, and I'll respond to you from there. And let me check in my chat box here while I can stop sharing my screen for a moment. And let me just quickly look at this chat here. Okay, where do you apply? Somebody asked in the chat. That is on the webpage at the field study location. So let me take a moment here now to see if anyone has any questions. So if possible, I've let you unmute yourself. And if you'd like to either raise a hand or speak up, I'd be happy to field questions from you. Anyone? Okay, while we're waiting to see if people have some questions they'd like to ask, if you are an international student, you will need a little bit of extra paperwork depending on your visa and requirements, but for J1s and F1s, you'll want to speak with the International Student Services, but there's a little bit of extra paperwork for you. So you'll need to find your internship a little bit earlier than students that are citizens here, so that you can get that visa requirement paperwork completed. Trying to think if there was. Let me also offer that because you can get up to 10 units of field study credit, you can do the program over a couple of quarters. So you could take a 2-unit field study, and then the next quarter take a 5-unit field study, or you could take 2 5-unit field studies, meaning one quarter, one another quarter. If you happen to be working, for instance, in the summer, and you're working more than 24 hours a week, you could take a 10-unit field study. And in that 10-unit field study, you would work that amount of hours and you would have a 20-page paper. And that would fulfill your total allotment of field study credit. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do it, but up to 10 units full credit. Other questions from anyone?
Yes, hello. I have a question.
Yes.
One question I have is if you already have an internship for next summer and you need a faculty member to like supervise it, would it be better to ask them now or closer to the date?
You know what? If you have a faculty sponsor that you are close to, and you already have a field study internship or an internship, go ahead and ask that faculty now, because they may or may not be available for the summer. So you let them know it is a summer internship. So in the summer, you find your own faculty, and you can remind the faculty of that if they ask. But during the other quarters, I assign it to you. You do not get to pick, and the faculty do not get to pick. But I would suggest asking that faculty now, because part of this whole process is an opportunity to build a relationship with faculty. So if you know of someone you'd like to work with and they are available and say yes, fabulous. Then when we get to the spring quarter, when you're ready to start to apply for summer, you come in to me, you say, here's where my internship is, here's my internship description, here's the faculty that have said they will sponsor me. Then I confirm that all. We get started with your internship contract, which you'll do via DocuSign. And all students at UC Santa Cruz have access to that. So that's part of our professional development in the program. And you'll get signatures from your employer, from your faculty sponsor, and from me. I am the final one to sign your contract. And once I sign all that and all is approved, that's when I give you the permission add code to add for credit. But Edwin, that was a great question. Thank you.
Thank you for the advice.
You're welcome. Other people, questions, please.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm an environmental studies and econ combined major, so I haven't really had too much exposure with the economics faculty, nor do I know where to start looking for something that's at the intersection of environmental studies and economics. And I was wondering if you had any advice on that.
Sure. Well, there's lots of ways that you can search for different kinds of internships. And I know in the environmental studies program that they also, I believe, have an internship program. It operates different from ours. But if you want to get credit in ours, you can ask people in that program to help you find internships there or something like that. But if you were going to be enrolling in the economics field study program for winter or spring, I can work with you on, I'll assign you the faculty and I can try to help you find things that are specific for what you're looking for. If you were going to be doing an internship for the summertime, then I would give you a list of people that would be considered available and you would still need to go out and ask, but I could help make an introduction for you and things like that. So it may not be that you always have a relationship with your faculty sponsor already, because if you are assigned one in the fall, the winter, or the spring, you may not know that person, but you'll have an opportunity to get to know them a little bit better. And that is one of the benefits of this program, because you will have a few meetings with your faculty sponsor, either via Zoom or in person directly. So you'll be able to get on a little bit more of a first name basis. You can ask them about their work or their studies. So networking and opportunities in the future really come from the kinds of work like this that you'll be doing now to plant seeds for later. Does that help, Rob?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I guess a follow-up to that, I want to do like either a 5-unit or a 2-unit in the winter. And should I start that as soon as possible?
Yes, start looking for something now and apply to the program now, but start looking. If you haven't been on Handshake yet, get on to Handshake. But there's more to Handshake than just getting on. So what I always recommend is the services of the Career Success Center and all those student resources. So I will help you with some of this stuff, but they have a plethora of information and resources. So I want to help the students see where that is and see where they can get in. And then it's going to be this process of doing exactly what you just did, Ro, by asking me, what would I do or who can I talk to? You go out and you start doing that in a whole bunch of different areas, and you're going to start to get leads and feedback and names and places. You start writing those down and start deciding, well, this one sounds good. I'm going to follow up there or follow up here. And you'll start to sort of build information inside of you and whatever database you decide to keep this in, whether it be a notebook or a spreadsheet. But this is going to fuel your later efforts too after you're out of this program.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Other questions from anyone? Okay, well, hopefully I answered everything that you wanted to hear about. And if you'd like to stay and I can play a couple of videos for you, then just say the word and I'll be here. Otherwise, that's about all the information that I have for you on the program right now. But if you go to our website, the Economics Department Field Study website, you'll see an application link there. And just FYI, for all those economics majors, I also sent out an email today about our professional development First Friday speaker series. I did one in October, and I was actually the speaker talking about my own career as an economics major and graduate student and the various things I've done with it before coming to UC Santa Cruz in this position. This next First Friday will be November 3rd. And I have a former UCSC economics student. And funny thing is, with this student, I actually taught her first macroeconomics class when she was a high school student taking a course at a community college. She went on to earn her bachelor's, her business management bachelor's here in economics, and get her master's in the applied economics and finance program here at UC Santa Cruz. And she's working as a research assistant at the Federal Reserve in Washington, D.C. So if you're interested in attending that on November 3rd, I host it in the engineering building 2 in room 499, which is the conference room. But you have to sign up. And if you sign up, please show up because I do have limited seating. So you'll find the reservation sheet and link for that also on our webpage. Questions, anyone? Okay, well, let me share my screen then for a couple of minutes and see if I can get those videos to play for you if you think they might be useful. And let me see what I have. Okay, here's a little blurb about the job fair. Let me see. Nope, I have to enable something. No, now it looks like because of the way I've set this that I'm not going to be able to show you my videos right at the moment. So what I am going to do is I'm going to post these on our webpage for you. And I'll have a link there where you can get to these videos and just take a look at them, see if they're helpful for you just on the job fair, careers in economics, that type of thing. And then if you have some other questions, please feel free to email me and set up an appointment to help you or just talk with you and give you guidance. There's a lot of information on our web pages, so take a look at that also. But I am here for all of you, either now or in the future. So please reach out to me, and I hope to meet many of you. Some of you I think I've already met, and I do look forward to seeing you soon. Cynthia, you've raised your hand. Please ask a question.
Hi there. Good morning. Thank you for your presentation. It was very informative.
Yeah.
I'm on the application and I'm a transfer student, and it's asking if I've taken 3 econ courses, and I haven't because this is my first quarter at UCSC. Is that going to be an issue? Can I say I'm planning to take them in the
No,
next
you have to
year?
have them finished. So have you scheduled those courses yet? Do you have them coming up in the winter maybe?
Yeah, I plan to take them in the winter. So, do they have to be complete before?
To be complete before you do your internship.
Okay.
So depending on when you take them and talk with your advisor about getting those scheduled, they may recommend that you don't take all 3 of those in one quarter, but that's between you and your academic advisor, of which I am not an academic advisor. I'm a professional development advisor. So they can talk with you about that. But you need to have them completed. So when you apply, the quarter that you apply, you can be finishing them, but then you have to verify that you completed them satisfactorily before you can start your internship. So if you complete them in winter, you can apply for the spring. If you complete them in the spring, you can apply for the summer or for the fall.
Oh, I see. Okay. And the dates to apply are going to be on the website for winter and spring?
Yes, so right now for this winter coming up, the application deadline is Monday, this Monday,
The
October.
23rd.
Right.
Mhm.
And then in the winter time, it's in January, I will post on the economics department webpage and on the field study webpage, and on our calendar, the deadline for the next term. But generally, it's about the 4th or the 5th week in the quarter. So about halfway through winter, the applications will be due for spring, so that you have a buffer of time to work on getting an internship and securing your paperwork before the quarter starts.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for all that information.
Yes, you're welcome. Anyone else? Oak or Brendan, would you like to ask anything?
I guess just was wondering, it's possible to I'm in 100, I'm a sophomore in 100A right now. I
Great.
actually have a midterm coming up in a couple hours, but if I take this, can I take 100B and econometrics by the end of the spring quarter?
You should be able to, yes, just speak with
Okay.
your academic advisor and they should be able to get that set up for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
make sure you let them know that you're shooting to do an internship at whatever, semester or quarter that you want to.
Right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Brendan, thank you for your message. Thanks, everybody.